Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your What You Need to Know Now reading. I'm doing these mainly because I want to see how the total lunar eclipse that we just had in the sign of Taurus is affecting everyone. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Your monthly is already done for November, so you definitely want to check that out. And I have a feeling they'll correspond to each other. They'll speak to each other. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to use the Crystal Vision for our clarifiers, and I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams for your main spread. Already pre-shuffled, but I like to shuffle it with you here. Let's give them a cut. Try to pick them up. Let's bring the lid down and let's begin. Alright, we have the Eight of Swords. Well, I don't love that, but it is your first card. So let's get our cards out and then we'll see. We have the Strength card next to that. Interesting. 2 8s back to back. 1 8, I'm trying to hide away from the world. This 8 is what you call self-created prison. I'm trying to protect myself. It's interesting, though, when you look at this image, like, she's naked, right? But she has her back to us. It's like she doesn't want us to see her nakedness, yet we see it anyway. So, I feel like sometimes it's just learning to be who I am, no excuse. I am who I am. And then the Strength card. The Strength card is about overcoming what? This barrier, let's say, because in the Eight of Swords, I am trying to protect myself, but the problem with this is it can also, well, I don't want to say that like signs don't continue to come in, but I'm not noticing them in this energy. Because if I was, I wouldn't have created this prison. If this is something old, remember, you created this, so the only person who can uncreate it is you, nobody else. And then you have the Strength card next to that. So the Strength card speaks about taming the beast within ourselves. Finding that balance of the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, and finding that balance within ourselves. It can be the overcoming of something. Someone may be fearful of that. Maybe I should overcome something, but in the same breath, I'm a little nervous about that. Well, let's keep going. Let's see. Well, hello, Empress. So first of all, with the Empress showing, this is the Mother card. But with the Empress showing, I feel like there's no way the Eight of Swords could still exist. Because the Empress is really where she's sitting, she's understanding energy. She's had a lot of experiences in her life. She has overcome a lot. And that overcoming is truly what makes her as strong as she is. The Empress is still loving and nurturing. Eight of Swords, maybe not so much, right? But I feel the Strength card is saying this is something you've been overcoming, and I feel like you have overcome it, because I don't think the Empress would have come out otherwise. This is all about your creative house, loving and nurturing your creativity. Sometimes you'll see the Empress where there's an apple falling off the tree, hitting her in the head. That's epiphanies. To me, those are signs. That's being guided. And she knows it. She knows it. She or he, by the way. It doesn't really matter. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. First of all, the Seven of Pentacles talks about patience, right? Patience to allow a seed to come to full fruition, right? I don't want a half-baked seed. I want, I want the seed whole. I want the roots attached, all that. And that's exactly what happens in the Seven of Pentacles. It talks about Each, I often feel like each seed is your soul's intent, like an experience that your soul wanted to have in this lifetime. Meant to be. If it's meant to be, that means I can overcome. I can overcome whatever it is I need to overcome. I'm stronger than my fear. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Some of you fear that. That's what you fear. And listen, maybe you needed to step out of that energy for a little while. Maybe you needed to heal for a little while. The Empress would look back at this and say, okay, there's something to be learned from here. This is about gaining wisdom and not more fear. This is about, the Empress will use her energy as, her protection and not these swords. Some of you may have been waiting for love, and it just seems a long time coming. But it may be because that Eight of Swords is there. Let's find out. Shout out to my friend, by the way, on March 22nd. Hello, Knight of Pentacles. So, to me, the Knight of Pentacles is your guardian angel, bringing you in a blessing. Something that's going to enhance your life. It's interesting because the Seven of Pentacles speaks of patience, and the Knight of Pentacles speaks of patience. What do I need to be patient for? Well, sometimes it's the Knight that's being patient. Sometimes it's the universe being patient, waiting for us to break down these walls, to free ourselves from these self-created walls, fear, right? And then this Knight shows up, just at the right time. We have the Page of Cups coming over the Strength card. Truly learning to love oneself again. Bringing oneself back to oneself. We have the Nine of Swords. And then, look at this, we have the Ace of Cups. Interesting, because Scorpio had the same thing. Ace of Cups on the bottom, and Ace of Cups is the last card coming out. This is not going to be your last card, but look at that. And it's coming over the Seven of Pentacles. So, this Ace of Cups is meant to be. But maybe I've had to be patient in it at the same time. I do want to say that this Eight of Swords can go to that Nine of Swords, which means Nine of Swords is unnecessary worry, but it's still there. That's what I got to break free from. I got to break that chain. I got to break that chain. I got to figure out why I'm not loving myself enough to allow myself to have experiences. I feel like part of this is learning energy, right? Learning energy. Like the Empress, her energy is truly her protection. Like if something tried to enter into her energetic field, and it wasn't good for her, the alarms would go off. Now, it's up to me to pay attention to that. But still, the alarm will be there. And that, when you learn to trust in that, I feel like it makes life a little easier. I feel like you needed to maybe really learn how to love yourself again, and again, allow yourself to have experiences. Don't fear them. Interesting also, the Empress is holding this spiritual baby. Some of you maybe, you were trying to have a baby and you're afraid that you wouldn't be able to. But then I feel like this Ace of Cups would say, here's my bundle of joy. Okay, let's look underneath or below. So, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. And now we have the King of Pentacles coming underneath that. So this could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Certainly doesn't have to, but let's talk about the King's energy. This is the King when he looks at his life or a situation, he looks at it from the big picture down. The big picture down. This could also be some type of offer that's coming your way. We have the Unknown card. That is the High Priestess. But I feel a couple things when that card comes in. You know, it's like I can't know everything that's going to happen in my life, but I can start planting these seeds from today, and that will guarantee me a better harvest in the fall, so to speak, if you know what I mean. You know, I can make plans, but it doesn't mean, but I also have to be flexible, because just because I make plans doesn't mean it's going to turn out that way. Maybe it turns out better. Interesting, I'm noticing her mood ring, which I used to have. I think it was in the 70s. Look at this. The Emperor. Hello, Aries. Coming right under the Empress. Wow. The power couple. These two truly complete each other. You know, I mean, you complete yourself, but as it relates to, let's say, a relationship or collaboration, these two, you know, they fill in the missing piece of the puzzle for each other. They're really opposites, but they have the same goal, and that is, you know, a lot of different things. It is to help lead people, to help through my experiences. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. All right. This could be communication that I've been waiting for that is taking a long time. Let me look at that. I want to look at that Knight. It's interesting because it's mirroring this King over here. So it could be this King, you know, in some way had maybe been responsible for helping you create those 8 swords, that barrier. Maybe, you know, there wasn't communication. I want to look at him. And I want to look at him because he's coming under the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is the most trusted knight, most loyal knight. Look at this. We have the 5 of Pentacles. So I feel like this King, and listen, doesn't have to be an earth sign. So let's talk a little bit more about the King, because I feel like this is probably someone who is no longer in my life. 5 of Pentacles is like a tower moment, right? Being thrown out into the cold. I don't have the luxury of doing nothing about it, though. I have to keep moving, right? I have to keep making money. I have, you know, maybe I have a family. Whatever it is, I can't just crawl up, even if I want to. You know, what I love about the 5 of Pentacles, though, is it does talk about, through these experiences, how you learn compassion and empathy for others, maybe others who are traveling the same footsteps that you have. And the Empress and the Emperor would be perfect for that energy. So anyways, I don't think this King is here anymore, so to speak. And, you know, I want to say that's okay. But for some of you, you'll be like, well, maybe it's not okay. But I wanted to know who he was, what he's doing here. All right, I want to look at this Knight of Swords. Maybe what I have to realize is maybe this King, again, could be Queen. Maybe they're not coming back. Maybe they're not meant to come back. Maybe there's other paths for you to take now. And maybe, you know, when I was with this King, I I don't know. I feel like maybe I didn't live for myself. I didn't live for myself. We have the Chariot. Okay. Well, first of all, card of Cancer. But what I love that the Chariot's coming out right now is because we have the Strength card. The strength card, it's like, first of all, eights, new beginnings. We have two aces of cups. This could talk about two people coming together. I don't think it's this king. Sorry, I just don't. And it doesn't mean it has to be a pentacle or an earth sign. I just feel like this is someone who maybe probably was not very good in communication with this Knight of Swords in reverse. Didn't express their feelings, didn't tell you the way they felt. Maybe you felt for them, but they didn't fall for you type of energy. Or they kind of kept you in limbo over that. Well, enough is enough, right? Enough is enough. Don't create this wall. Don't stop your blessings from coming in, right? Don't stop your blessings from coming in. The Chariot would tell me that you have found that balance that you needed through the Strength card. You're able to tame that beast. What is your beast? The Eight of Swords. Creating barriers of protection when the Empress and the Emperor would say, no, use your energy. The Chariot is unlimited potential. So I feel like even though maybe this one king has been eclipsed out of my life, boy, now we have the Emperor with the Empress, with the Chariot, and two aces of cups. I think I should leave it there. Someone didn't give me what I needed. They may even throw me the tower. And it probably hurt. But in the same breath, I feel like if I look at my energy and I look at, am I isolating myself away from everything and everyone? It doesn't really help me find these blessings. Because I do feel like these aces are blessings. Especially with the Emperor and the Empress right there. Right there. And they own the Chariot. Chariot is unlimited potential. Unlimited potential. So I feel bad that this knight or this king, maybe hasn't communicated. Maybe hasn't been affectionate. But in the same breath, I want to say, but I feel like there's almost like someone waiting in the wing. To me, that means, especially coming through the Knight of Pentacles, probably a soulmate type energy. Probably is a soulmate. So, I feel like we have to start at this 8. And I would like you to look up those 3 9s. Did you have 3 9? No, that was the last reading. No, you had 2 8s. But you have 2 aces of cups. One ace is coming right over the 7 of pentacles. Your soul seed of intention. Maybe 2 souls meant to come together at this time. I love you guys. I thank you. I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.